I'm back again and I have to fix my apple jelly. I talked to a bunch of people and it turns out, and it was a rookie mistake I made, I should have added the full amount of sugar, which would have helped it to set. So I'm gonna put it back in a pot, get it hot, add the remaining sugar, and then reprocess it. Yeah, I've got my big canner filling with water so I can water bath can it again. And I have my electric pressure canner. I'm gonna do some potatoes. Because my store last week had 10-pound bags of potatoes on for 54 cents on a flash sale, and I have 20 pounds of potatoes now that I have to deal with so they don't go bad. Plus the week before they were on for $1.84 or $1.87, so I bought 2 bags, so now I have 40 pounds of potatoes in my garage keeping cool that I need to preserve so they don't go bad. Whew, I'm out of breath. I was running up and down the basement stairs a bunch of times getting all my stuff because I put all my canning stuff away thinking that canning season was pretty much done, and then I had to lug it all back up, but I need the steps and I need the exercise, so whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna get that canner on the stove so the water can be heating up, and then I'm gonna get all this apple jelly put back in a pot and I'll fix it. Okay, I'm gonna dump all of this into the pot and get it heating up. I love this thing. It has the little notches to pop off. Why can't I show it? Sometimes I gotta find this locker. See, it pops it off. Makes it much easier. I've gone through a lot of seals with this process, but it's a learning process, so I guess I should have known better. But anyway, I'll definitely be making more because I plan on going to Thompson's soon to get apples. See, it's starting to get thick. I don't know if you can see the consistency. It's kind of gloopy. It's not where I want it though, so whatever. Those and get them hot again. But I can reuse the rings. I'm definitely gonna make applesauce and jelly again because I feel like these few jars are not gonna be enough because I've already had people reach out and ask about buying it, and I was just gonna give it to them, being that it's a test batch and I've had to reprocess it. Yeah, I wouldn't feel right charging anybody. But I am gonna try again with a whole new batch and add the right amount of sugar. And then if I want less sugar, I'll add, I'll find a recipe that is specifically for less sugar instead of altering it myself and screwing it up again. Now the water in the canner is hot, so I just turned it down to keep it warm instead of having it a rolling boil and too much of it evaporating. It's getting hot, and I owe it. Where's the recipe? Okay, I have the additional 5 5 cups of sugar added in there. And it scares me because I'm diabetic and sugar just that much should not be. But yeah, I put it in and I'm getting it nice and hot just so it can dissolve. And then I want it at a rolling boil for a few minutes before I put it back in the jars. I've washed all the jars and gotten them hot again, so, but it's cane sugar, so it's bigger pieces of granules, I guess, so it takes longer to dissolve and get worked in. But yeah. Okay, so my dad gave me this French fry cutter many years ago, and it must have come from a French fry truck because it is heavy duty. Let me show you. I mean, this thing is so heavy duty. It means business. So I'm gonna get the potatoes chopped and into cold water to soak, and then I'll be able to get them into jars. I'll be working on 2 things at once as I'm waiting for the apple stuff to come to a boil and getting these chopped and prepped. So I have the chopper resting in my sink because it's so heavy duty and it's heavy that I needed it to be able to be supported while I chop. The last time I used it, Cora had to steady it for me while I chopped just because it's so strong. Yeah. And now it's right at the right height, hopefully, that I shouldn't have too much trouble, but I have to wash the potatoes and scrub them so there's no dirt. I'm gonna leave the skin on because we like it that way. You could peel them if you want to, but I'm just gonna clean them and then I'll come back. Okay, so that's all heated up and warm. I am gonna ladle it into the jars and reprocess it. Smells awesome. I don't have any more jelly jars, and this 500 ml jar is only about 2/3 full. I'm gonna can it though still so it'll set, but that's gonna have to be the one that we use first. All right, now I need to wipe down the rims with vinegar, make sure there's no sticky spots, get the flats and rings on, and then I'll get them in the canner. I get my flats off Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks for a sleeve of 100. And I haven't had any problems with them yet. I don't remember the brand of it because it came in a plain brown cardboard box, but if I can find it, I'll link it in the description below. But yeah, it's so easy to use, especially when you have snafus where you have to redo it and you need so many extra. So yeah. there's not enough for the last jar, so yeah, I'll just maybe it'll sit and set on its own and we'll just eat that with it. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, most of the jars are in and it's almost at a boil. Once it's at a rolling boil, I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes is up, I'll turn off the timer, let it sit for 5 more minutes. No, I guess I won't turn off the timer. I'll reset it to 5 minutes after I turn the heat off. And then after that 5 minutes, then I'll take them out to sit. So I have a rolling boil going. So I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. And while it's going, I'm gonna finish my cold coffee. The first 10 pounds of potatoes are washed and trimmed, not peeled. We like the peels on, but I am gonna chop them with my chopper and get them into jars and get them in my electric pressure canner. From the dollar store, I couldn't leave it behind. That's 10 pounds of potatoes. I'm gonna get them into jars. So the 10 minutes and then the 5 minutes are up. I'm gonna take them out and let them sit. Okay, they're all out and I have 5 jars of French fries ready to go in the canner. I gotta fill them with hot water and get the flats and seals on, and then I'll show you. I've got water coming to a boil to put into my French fries. And I have my electric pressure canner heating up. And for some reason, my potatoes move. My kitchen is a mess. The dishwasher is going, but I'm gonna get these into the pressure canner. all the air bubbles out. I don't know if you can hear that beeping in the background, but that's my insulin pump, and it's telling me that I'm very low. So I had some apple juice, but it doesn't seem to be working fast enough. So I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then I'll come back. The French fries are in the pressure canner, and once it comes up to pressure, it's gonna can for 45 minutes for the 1 liter jars, or 40 minutes for the 500 ml jars, but all of mine are 1 liter so far. I have 5 more jars of the French fries going in my manual pressure canner. So I'll have 10 jars altogether. And in hindsight, I should have used wide mouth jars, but I didn't have any, just to simplify getting the French fries in and out of the jars. I do have to go buy some more jars because I'm running really, really low. But yeah, I think for most things I prefer the wide mouth. For some things it doesn't really matter, but for the most part the wide mouth seem to be better. And the apple jelly is out of the canner and they're sitting. All but one have sealed so far. I didn't hear the click, but they're all tight, but I will double check them after they sit for a day or two before I put them on the shelf. This batch of French fries, it's almost time to put the regulator on when that timer's done. So the French fries are done in the manual pressure canner and also in my electric pressure canner over there, so I'm going to get them all out and sitting on the counter. So everything's out of the canner. I'm gonna do the rest of the potatoes later because I have to go to work in a little bit. But I'm gonna work on some more potatoes tomorrow because I don't have to work till 5 tomorrow. So I should have the better part of the day other than Earl and I doing some yard work. So I'm gonna try and get some more done. Now these are gonna go on the shelf for the winter, for the leaner months when things are tighter. And what you would do is you would drain the water out, pour them out on a towel, like a kitchen towel or a paper towel, dry them off, and then you can either put them in the oven or deep fry them, however you want to cook them, and season them when you're cooking them. I didn't put any salt in here. I didn't feel like it needed any, because we're going to season it when we cook it anyway. So I'll show you a picture of our current favorite seasoning. But yeah, so there's 10 pounds of French fries, 10 jars of French fries, and that was one 10-pound bag. So I guess there's roughly 1 pound in each jar. Yeah, so I have to pick up some more jars tonight so that I can process the rest of the potatoes. I don't know if I'm gonna do all French fries or if I'm gonna do some just diced or cubed or what, but yeah. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. But thanks for coming along with me today, and we'll see you next time.